Hello, everybody. My name is Ruham Manzoor, and I'm the managing partner of Maces. Today, we're here to talk about one of our oldest university partners, that is University of Nottingham. We are so privileged to work with such a great university. We've been doing this for 14 years, and actually, University of Nottingham was our first um, uh, Russell Group University. They're ranked amongst the top universities in the world according to QS, Times Higher Education, and all the different ranking bodies. And specifically, what makes University of Nottingham unique, apart from the fact that they have a beautiful 330-acre campus, Russell Group, their rankings, and all of that. Apart from that, they also which is really unique to UK universities, they offer a lot of scholarships to students, at different levels, at different departments. So, we wanted to speak with Mr. Johnny Jenkins, who is our primary, the international officer looking after Bangladesh and South Asia market. So he's been there for not as long, but he has. He knows the region very well, and so he's going to talk about the university in all its glory, and also about the different scholarships and the scholarship opportunities that are available to students. Johnny, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much, Ruham. Thank you very much for having me. That was a lovely little introduction you had there. Really nice.
Yeah, it's been such a long time. We've been working with Nottingham, and it's such a pleasure. Now, how's the weather? You're sitting in Nottingham, right? Even though it doesn't look like you're sitting in Nottingham. You could be sitting in Bangladesh. You could be sitting in Toronto, but you are sitting in Nottingham right now.
Yes,
How's the
I am.
weather there?
We've actually just had our first bit of snow of the year. So we've just had some snow come in last night. So it feels like winter's finally started in the UK.
Okay. Snow already. Okay. All right. Cool. I'll tell you one thing though. I'm from Canada. I'm sitting in Toronto in my house, and I can tell you it's getting pretty freezing there. So it's great that we're sitting indoors and managing things. So Johnny, we have a lot of questions about scholarships and about the university, but before we get into that, you want to do a presentation for us and perhaps you introduce the university and yourself?
Yeah, of course. So I've got a kind of a short presentation that I can fly through quickly just to give a good overview of the university and the scholarships that we offer. And then I can jump back out of that and answer any questions that have come through. So am I okay to share my screen?
Oh, yes, sir.
Perfect. Brilliant. So can you see that?
Yes. I'll add it to the stream right away.
Perfect. Brilliant. So hi, everyone. Like Ruhan said, my name is Johnny Jenkins, and I'm the International Relations Manager at the University of Nottingham for South Asia. So my role is to support students from South Asia and help them get to the UK and achieve their dream of studying in the UK. So like I said, I'm just going to quickly run through this presentation, give you a nice overview of the university and its scholarships. So first of all, I've just got some key selling points at the university. So as everyone mentioned before, we're a member of the UK's prestigious Russell Group, which is a group of 24 universities in the UK that are research-led institutions that are top ranked in the country. And like I said, they are research-led, so we're teaching the most up-to-date content out of everyone in the UK. We are ranked as a top 20 university in the UK as of the QS World University Rankings. We've got gold standard of teaching. We're 8th in the UK for research power. And we've also been voted the Sports University of the Year. So you can see from there that we're a good all-round university. We've got the prestige of the Russell Groups. We've got high rankings. We've got good teaching, good research, and we're good with the extracurricular as well. In terms of some subject-specific rankings, we're second in the UK for electrical engineering, sports science, agriculture, veterinary science, and health professions. We're third in the UK for chemical engineering. We're fifth in the whole world for pharmacy. We're fifth in the UK for nursing and architecture. We're 14th for civil engineering, and we're 16th for computer science. So we've got lots of courses that are really highly ranked. Now, at the University of Nottingham, we've had a lot of famous alumni throughout the years, including a couple of Nobel Prize winners. So we had Professor Peter Mansfield, who developed the MRI machine, who won the Nobel Prize for that. And we also had Sir Clive Granger, who won a Nobel Prize for economic science in 2003. We've had a Golden Globe winner. And at the moment, one of our alumni, Jonathan Van Tam, is the Deputy Chief Medical Officer for England. So he has been the one that has been setting all the restrictions and putting everything in place in the face of COVID, and has ultimately saved a lot of lives. So we're really proud of him. In terms of some of our alumni from Bangladesh, here we've got Samir, who first of all completed his economics degree with us, and then went and did a master's in the same subject. He's now an associate director in commercial banking at Standard Chartered Bank in Bangladesh. And we've also got Adiba here as well, who was actually one of our scholarship winners. And I'll talk about the scholarship that she applied for later on. But she studied an MSc in environmental leadership and management last year. And she's now a research officer at the International Centre for Climate Change and Development. So she's actively fighting climate change. Potentially saving the world, who knows? So one thing right now that I want to quickly talk about is the graduate prospects of someone from the University of Nottingham, a graduate from the University of Nottingham. As I'm sure you all know, there is a post-study work visa available now in the UK, which means you can stay for up to 2 years to work after you complete your studies. And to take full advantage of that, you need to get a job. So at the University of Nottingham, we've got incredible career support. Not only are degrees highly valued across the world, we're also ranked in the top UK and in the top 10 in the UK for employability, and in the top 70 in the world for employability. So we're one of the best universities in the world at getting our students jobs, which means when you come to the UK, it means you can get a job after you finish and take full advantage of the post-study work visa. Next, I just want to quickly talk about some of the work experience opportunities you can get while you're studying with us. So we have a postgraduate placement team that will help you find project work and internship opportunities while you study with us. We also have our Unitemp service. International students in the UK can work up to 20 hours per week alongside their study. So you can get a job and earn a bit of money while you're studying at the university. The minimum wage in the UK has just gone up a little bit, so it's about £9 an hour now. So you can earn £180 per week alongside your study, which is more than enough to live off in Nottingham. Last year, there was over 5,000 vacancies available. So there's lots of job opportunities. And on top of all of this, our business school run their Ingenuity Lab, which offers support for starting businesses with free advice on things like contracts, investment proposals, and patents. And just to quickly go on the graduate route, I'm sure everyone knows all about it, but the graduate route is the option to stay in the UK to work or look for work for up to 2 years after completing your studies. So during that time, you can change jobs or even just look for work. You could even launch your own business as well. To be eligible, you need to be studying in the UK on a student visa. You need to have completed an undergraduate or postgraduate degree at a university with a good sponsorship record. The route will cost £700, and you'll need to pay for the full immigration health surcharge. You also need to be in the UK to apply for this graduate route, so you cannot go back to Bangladesh and then apply for the visa there. So you need to do it while you're still in the UK. Now, just a bit more about the University of Nottingham. So we've actually got 3 main campuses, one in Nottingham, one in China, and one in Malaysia. And across those 3 campuses, we've got over 47,000 students. And just on Nottingham campuses, we've got over 34,000 students, and we have a global alumni community of over 280,000 graduates. Our main campus is based at the University Park campus, which is over 300 acres of parkland. Nottingham as a city is really easy to get to. From abroad, we have the East Midlands Airport, which is very close to the university. We're an hour away from Birmingham Airport, an hour and a half away from Manchester Airport, and within 2 hours of the London airports. So there's lots of opportunities to get to Nottingham, so you can find a travel route that fits your plan and your budget. In terms of its location within the UK, it's right in the centre. So as I'm sure. When you come to the UK, you don't just want to stay in one city, you want to see a bit more of the country. Well, Nottingham is the perfect location for that because we're right in the middle of everything with great transport links, and it's really easy to get around to lots of all the other key destinations and cities. As a city, Nottingham is one of the most vibrant student cities in the UK. There is a huge student population within the city. There's nearly 35,000 students at the University of Nottingham, and we also share the city with another university which has several thousand students as well. So there's lots of young people, lots of things to do, lots of people out and about. It's also very safe. We won the Purple Flag Award every year since 2010. It's also an eco-friendly city. We're third in the world for sustainability. There's a thriving art scene. And Nottingham City has actually been ranked as the 6th best city for students in the UK and 48th in the world. So this is one of the top 50 student destinations in the world. In terms of our courses, we have 5 different faculties, which are arts, engineering, medicine and health sciences, science and social sciences. And across these 5 faculties, we have over 500 degree programs. So, and all of our courses, I'm not going to list them all, but they all fit within one of the kind of key subject areas that we have on the right-hand side of the screen here. Essentially, we offer almost every single course apart from dentistry and journalism. Think of a course other than those 2, and we will probably offer it. So just quickly going to go through our postgraduate entry requirements. So for students that study at one of our listed institutions, I'll share the list in one of the next slides. For students that come from one of those listed institutions, we accept a 4-year bachelor's degree, and our entry requirement is 61% or higher, or 3.2 GPA or higher. If you have studied at a university that isn't on our list of institutions, then we require a master's degree as well. And in that master's degree, we need 61% or higher, or 3.2 or higher. In terms of English requirements, we'll need IELTS or another English language qualification. And if you're looking to study a PhD, we need you to have a master's degree, and you need to identify a supervisor beforehand. Fees vary between £19,000 and £30,000 per year. And most of these courses are 1-year courses. So the fees for the whole course will be between £19,000 and £30,000. I'll talk about scholarships in the next couple of slides. In terms of the list of universities that we accept a 4-year bachelor's from, this is here. If you want the full list, please get in contact with Macy's, and they'll be able to provide the list to you and make sure that, so you can double check that your university is on that list. If you do not have a bachelor's degree, a 4 years bachelor's degree from one of these universities, we will need a master's degree. Students that are looking at undergraduate courses, students will normally need to study a foundation year. So the high school qualification in Bangladesh doesn't meet our entry requirements for undergraduate courses. So we will need a foundation program, which is an additional year of study. I'll talk about it in a second. Fees vary between £17,000 and £25,000 per year, and if you wish to study medicine, it's a little bit more. It's about just over £30,000. So for our foundation courses, are organised by our pathway provider, Kaplan. If you want more information, please go on their website, and you'll be able to look at the international college that they have here on campus at the University of Nottingham. So a foundation year is an additional year of study. Think of it as a year 0. So it gives you a year to top up your study skills, improve your English, to make sure that you're ready to study an undergraduate program at the University of Nottingham. The Kaplan campus is on our campus, so you'll still be based at the university, surrounded by everyone else, having the full university experience. For entry requirements, we accept the high school certificate from Bangladesh. So we need a minimum average grade of 60% with passes in 4 or more subjects, and a minimum of 50% in relevant subjects. So what that means is, say if you are trying to do the science foundation, then we'll need 50% in a science subject. The fee for the foundation year varies between £18,000 and £26,000, depending on your level of English and the length of your course. So the courses can vary between 2 semesters and 4 semesters. In terms of our English requirements, the majority of our postgraduate English requirement, our postgraduate courses, the English requirement is IELTS 6.5 with no subtest below 6.0. We also accept the Pearson, which is most of the requirements will be about 71. For TOEFL, which we also accept, is 87. And for A-levels, O-levels, and GCSEs, we need at least a C. So any of those qualifications there will meet our English language requirements. We've also tried to be a bit more flexible this year in the face of the pandemic. So obviously lots of test centres have been closed, or it's been difficult to get to test centres for various reasons. So we do accept some online English language tests, such as the Language Cert International and the TOEFL at home. And we've also included a combined best score option for the IELTS. So if you do the IELTS twice, we will combine the scores and get the best score from that. For students that don't quite meet our English language requirements, we have pre-sessional English language courses. So we do a variety between 6 and 30 weeks. So the 6-week course is if your IELTS is 0.5 below our requirements, the 10-week is 1.0 below our requirements, and so on. For the 6-week and the 10-week, you can get a joint CAS. For the 20-week and the 30-week, you will need to travel back to your home country and apply for a visa again. But there are several entry points for these courses throughout the year. I've just listed some of the ones there that all finish in September, ready for you to start at our next entry point. But you can do it much earlier in the year to give you plenty of time to go back to your home country and apply for a visa. But most students will be on one of the 6 or 10-week programs where you can get a combined CAS. Now, scholarships. So first of all, we got some subject-specific scholarships. So first is our NUB scholarship. So NUBS is Nottingham University Business School. And we have up to 10 50% scholarships for students with offers to study at the business school to do an MSc in September. So if you apply to do an MSc program in the business school for September 2022, there are 10 50% scholarships available. The scholarships are offered on a first come first served basis, and to get this you will need to have the equivalent of a good 2-1. For the full entry requirements, please speak with Macy's, your agent. If you are interested in computer science, there are 18 awards available that vary between 10% and a 50% reduction. Both of these, the NUB scholarship is automatically assessed, so you will not have to submit an application for it, while the computer science scholarship, you do need to submit an application. The Developing Solutions Scholarship, this is one of our biggest scholarship, if not our biggest. And there are 105 awards of 50 or 100%. To be eligible for this award, you need to have an offer to study with a master's with us in September 2022. You must be classed as an overseas student, and you cannot have studied outside of your home country before. So this must be your first time applying outside of your country. So applications need to be made via My Nottingham. So My Nottingham is the applicant portal. So when you apply to the university, you'll be given access to the applicant portal. And then when you get your offer, you'll be able to apply for the scholarship. So the application deadline is the 20th of May, which is early in the year. So it's important that you apply early and get your scholarship applications in early to take full advantage. Next, we have our South Asia Postgraduate Excellence Award. So these are awards of 4,000 or 8,000 towards full-time master's tuition fees. So you need to be domiciled in a South Asian country. So that includes Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, the Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, or Sri Lanka. You need to be classed as an overseas student and hold an offer beginning in September 2022 in any subject. So, and once again, applications need to be made via My Nottingham, and the deadline is the 20th of May 2022. So still early in the year. If you are applying for a master's at the Faculty of Engineering, and you apply for the South Asia Postgraduate Excellence Award, you will automatically be considered for a top-up scholarship by the faculty. We also have scholarships available for undergraduate students. So we've got a South Asia Undergraduate Excellence Award. So this is a scholarship of £7,000 towards tuition fees. Once again, you need to be domiciled in the South Asian country and classed as an overseas student and hold an offer to study with us in September 2022. The applications once again made it via My Nottingham, and this time the deadline is a month earlier, so it's in the 22nd of April. Now, if you are interested in a scholarship, the first thing I need to say is you need to apply early. That way, you can get your offer in time to apply for the scholarships. You need to have an offer to apply at the university to apply for the scholarship. So get your applications in early so you've got plenty of time to apply for your scholarship. We have an online scholarship application system, and this automatically lists scholarships for that you as students and offer holders will be eligible for. So this means you don't need to go through our website and look at all of our scholarships and see which ones you may be eligible for. The system will do it for you. When you are applying for it, the typical questions that you'll be asked are: why should the panel select you, your academic achievements, why the University of Nottingham, your career aims, and your job and post-university ambitions. Just to show you how easy it is to apply, we have a just to show you how easy it is to apply, we have the My Nottingham portal here. So this is the applicant portal that you will have access to when you apply to the university. So once you have your offer, you'll be able to click on finance, click on view scholarships, and you'll be able to see all the scholarships that you're eligible for thanks to the system, and you'll be able to apply for all the scholarships there, and you can apply to multiple scholarships. Just to give a quick COVID update from the university. So we have loaned over £1 million worth of equipment to support testing. We've been offering expert advice to the government and to local health providers. We've been doing research into the virus and looking at different treatments and vaccines. And we've also had our staff and students volunteer and work in NHS hospitals to help fight the virus. Teaching went back to normal in the UK. So back to normal, I mean in person. So physical teaching, which meant so most teaching is now being done face to face, and all the practical courses are back to being taught practically how they should be. In terms of the wider country, all restrictions were lifted in the 19th of July. So things have been back to normal for 4 months now. And just one thing I want to point out is that education is at the heart of the government's roadmap. So even before universities opened up properly, schools and colleges were already had already reopened. So if the situation does worsen again, the UK and the government have to put in restrictions, it is unlikely that universities will be affected. The majority of the eligible population in the UK has been vaccinated. There's just a few teenagers that haven't had their second jab yet. And the UK government is now focusing on the booster jab rollout. So all over 50s have now had their booster jab, and we're currently offering the booster jab to all over 40s. So I think I will finish there, and then we can open up to questions. But thank you very much for listening to that, and I hope I gave you a nice quick overview of the university. Like Ruham said, he's been working for a long time. There's a lot to say, so I tried to squeeze it in as much as I could there.
Johnny, you did a bang up job. I mean, you kind of covered everything. So I just wanted to kind of review what you said, some of the things you said. Sort of one is for you to kind of judge me whether I've been listening or not, and the second is for our audience who joined maybe later to kind of give a like a summary. So first of all, again, University of Nottingham is a member of the prestigious Russell Group of University. 6 Nobel laureates in their alumni body, which is mind-blowing. They've got a Golden Globe Award winner. The current Deputy Chief Medical Officer for the UK is a alumni of University of Nottingham. What a proud kind of heritage. So if you study at University of Nottingham or have the opportunity to do so, you are going to be amongst the movers and shakers. Now, in terms of there's the problem with taking notes is that sometimes I can't read my own handwriting. So just to go over some of the really interesting things is that the university has some really great career focused things, which I think a lot of times we ignore when we're choosing universities. So first of all, I love the ingenuity lab. I actually have three, four of my students who are currently working there. So basically, the lab is designed for future entrepreneurs or somebody who's come with a design while they're doing their masters or even undergrad. They'll present their idea to the University of Nottingham Genuity Lab gods, or whatever. There's a board. You present your idea, and if it's chosen, you actually get a space within the lab. You get some initial funding for you to kind of develop that idea into fruition. So I actually have a couple of students who are doing that and doing fantastic. They're really enjoying their time. The second thing is, of course, the career department at University of Nottingham is really focused, because at the end of the day, it's about getting the job. So you make an investment and you want to see the fruits of the return of that investment. So University of Nottingham Carriers has done a great job, and actually 60 or 70% of the employers in the whole world recognize University of Nottingham immediately. It's on their top of their head. So that is a huge thing. And the one ranking which I think is extremely underrated is the satisfaction or student happiness ranking. And this is so most of the rankings have to do with research, the research quality, and the kind of facilities that the university has, which is great. Especially for postgraduate students, research is very, very important. But are you happy at the university, especially in big universities which are really competitive, and they have the happiness kind of takes a secondary look, and that's not concentrated on. So they're ranked number 6 in the UK and 50 in top 50 in the world. And let me tell you, out of 10,000 university, to be such a great university, but at the same time to be within the top 50 satisfaction ranked universities, that is great. And I can personally say we've got so many students who are studying there. They're so happy and they've had such a great experience. Now, in terms of entry requirement for undergraduate, obviously you're going to need A levels. Most of the programs will require either AAB or AAA, and some require A star AA. Law, but anyway, and medicine. But anyway, so there are those, but also they have a lot of in the postgraduate. There are only a few universities. So a little trivia here. When we started with working with University of Nottingham, this is back in 2008, I want to say, or 9. So at that time, the only university which was accepted for direct entry into masters was University of Dhaka and Buet. Now, this is not University of Nottingham's fault. This is, most universities follow an organization called NARIC. And because of NARIC, Bangladeshi undergraduate degrees were not looked at the same level. I told, and Matthew was the international officer at that time, that look, this is not acceptable. There are great universities in Bangladesh, and they're going to the whole world. They're joining some great universities and doing great things. And so, actually, to the credit of University of Nottingham, they actually came to Bangladesh. We arranged a trip to all the universities, and they were able to look at the universities. And the second year, a lot of I think it was, at first we added 8 universities, and then right now I think the list extends to about 20 universities. So they're continuously updating that, and to create a more inclusive entry requirement. So really hats off to University of Nottingham. And after Nottingham, actually a lot of other Russell Group universities followed suit, and University of Glasgow and a lot of other universities followed those entry requirements. And so you've become a pioneer in the entry requirement field for Bangladesh, actually. The tuition fees, obviously, when you go to a great university, it's a matter of investment, and obviously that is reflected in the tuition fees as well. So the tuition fee ranges between 19,000 to 30,000 pounds, give or take, between undergrad and postgrad. And of course, there is a lot of scholarships. So first, the scholarship that I want to talk about is the Developing Solution Scholarship. Now, the Developing Solution Scholarship, I think, is a great opportunity for students who are really strong academically, who want to do something for Bangladesh or their home country, but they don't have the funds to do it. So you have to basically, it follows the same ethos as scholarships like Commonwealth and Chevening, where you have to have the academics as well as the intention to develop your home country. And so that is very important. So a lot of students from Bangladesh has in the past been able to take advantage of that scholarship, and there are 35 100% scholarship and 70 50% scholarships there. So a great opportunity. But apart from that, there are so many other scholarships. For example, in postgraduate, there are the postgraduate excellence scholarships ranging from 4,000 to 8,000 pounds, and for undergraduate, up to 7,000 pounds. Now, these are competitive scholarships, obviously. So there are two things. One is you have to be good. I mean, come on. If you get into Nottingham, you're good anyway. But for getting a scholarships among the already great pool, you have to be a little bit more. And the other thing is, of course, as Johnny rightly pointed out, it is first come, first serve. So you need to apply as soon as possible so that you can take advantage of the scholarship. And what I mean is, you have to apply. After applying, you're going to get the offer. Once you get the offer, only then you're eligible for the scholarship. And Johnny, thank you so much for showing that slide with the portal, because every student who applies will have a portal, and then through the portal they can apply for scholarships. And sometimes they'll be eligible for scholarships automatically because of their and some you have to apply for. I really like the. I don't want to say nubs, but yeah, I mean, the Nottingham University Business School scholarships, they have been great. I mean, I can tell you, we've had great students. I mean, GPA of 3.5 above, 3.7 above, 3.8 above. Some of them have got really good. So this year it is up to 50%. Did I get that right, Johnny?
Yeah, so it's 10, 50%. So it's 10, 50% scholarships. Right. So it's the equivalent of a strong 2-1 in the UK. So the first 10 students.
So, to get into the university, you need a GPA of 3.2 or a strong 2-1.
Yeah.
To get the scholarship, however, what can you, like, if somebody's applying now, they've done all the right things. What is the differentiating factor for them to ensure that they'll get?
Yeah, so they need like a 3.2 to get in, but if they have to really stand a chance of the scholarship, they probably need about a 3.4 in their GPA. And then the extra thing on top of that is it will be included within their their actual application. So when you apply to the university, yes, you submit your transcripts, yes, you kind of choose which course you want to do, and you talk about it, but you also provide, your CV, and you also provide your statement of purpose. So we'll be also looking and considering things such as your statement of purpose. So we want to see we want to see a strong application. So if we've got two students with GPAs of 3.4, but one's got a really good statement of purpose that talks about the University of Nottingham, why they've chosen the University of Nottingham, but also what they've done and what they want to do after they graduate, and how the University of Nottingham will help them do that. We want to see your graduate kind of route, where you're looking to go. We want to see your journey and where the University of Nottingham fits into that journey and how it will help you going forward. If you just, complete a statement of purpose and say you want to study in the UK because it's got good education and the University of Nottingham is highly ranked, then that's not really good enough. That's not going to give us that's not going to give you the edge over somebody else. So it's important that you put in a strong application if you're going for one of these, because we need someone that's going to be in there and say, I want to come to here because this is my dream. This is what I need to get there. And the University of Nottingham fits into this step. And then I'm going to be doing this, this, and this. And that will get me to where I want to be further down the line. So a bit like with the other scholarships, where you actually have to apply for the scholarships and you need a strong application for within that. With this one, because it's automatically assessed, it goes off your actual application as well. So it is important to note that you need to have a strong application, at least spend a lot of time on your statement of purpose to make sure that you have something else to back up your academics, because it is automatically assessed. So you don't have to do, so there's no other opportunity for you to do anything extra to try and get the business scholarship. It all goes off your application. So make sure that your application is good, is the long and short of it.
And to add to that, a lot of times what we have seen is, with the personal statement or even with the developing solution scholarship application, why should the panel select you for the application? Because I need the money. Well, that's not good enough. See, one has to understand, when the university is giving you a scholarship, they're also making an investment. They're making an investment. See, the scholarship gods have already decided they want to give a scholarship to somebody who is going to do something, who's going to contribute. Because when they give a scholarship, then further down the line, they want to see that student has potential to actually achieve great things. And they have that plan in mind. So it's important to think this through. It's not just about academics. It's about, their long-term goals and, how much they've thought about the whole process. This is really, really important. And it's just not need. It's not about need. It's about you showing that you have the capability and the motivation to achieve those things.
Yeah, I think a really good example of that is the student. I kind of showed her profile quite in my actual presentation. So her name was Adiba. So she was actually one of our developing solutions scholars. So that's the 50 or 100%. And the whole point of that scholarship is we need to see an example of someone that has created an impact back in the home country, but they're getting this scholarship because that will help them get additional qualifications and experience, which means they can go back to their home country and make an even bigger difference. So Adiba, her whole application and her whole backstory was around fighting climate change and creating a more sustainable world and sustainable solutions. So she wrote a fantastic application. She was awarded the scholarship and she studied a master's in environmental leadership and management with us and graduated just over a year ago. And then she's gone from that and she's immediately gone into a research officer role at the International Centre for Climate Change. So she's a really good example of someone that, she had a good backstory. She'd already made kind of an impact within her community, but then she managed to, she needed to come to Nottingham to get that extra bit of knowledge and experience, and she needed the scholarship to help to support that. But now that she got that knowledge and that experience and that qualification, she was able to take the next step up, and now she's actually fighting climate change and trying to find sustainable solutions for everyday problems. And she's actually she's making a huge impact not only in her own country but hopefully in the whole world as well. And that's exactly what we're looking for with someone applying for one of the scholarships. Not just someone that needs money, but someone that's got a plan, someone that's already partway through that journey, and they need our help and our support and our investment to get them onto that next step so they can make that wider impact going forward.
And what a great story. In fact, Adib and Safwat, the other student that was featured, are both my students, and I'm really, really so proud of them. And this is where Maces, I think, a little bit of plugging Maces, Johnny, I hope you don't mind. We've been doing this for quite a few years now, and we have helped hundreds of students get that. Now, obviously, we can't do anything about our students' quality. I mean, our students' academics and all those things, that's yours. That's your capability. So there's nothing we can do about that. However, we can, as at Maces, help you somewhat in your application. And the way we can do that is, obviously, you're going to write your own personal statement. You're going to write your own scholarship essays. But we actually have members of staff on duty, including myself, who want you to be successful. We want you to get that scholarship because that not only helps you, it also helps Bangladesh as a brand. More students from Bangladesh, when they achieve that, they can go on to do great things. And it's a matter of, so another feather in our cap, kind of. So we are happy to help you in that process. Once you've applied, or once you're ready to apply, send in your personal statement. We can look at it as an elder brother, kind of. We will not write it for you, but we can help make it slightly better. It's always good to have somebody, check your essays before you submit. And so, we are very happy to do that for you, especially with the scholarship application. We can help make it maybe slightly better. But we're at Maces. We're very happy to help you with that. We actually have 3 offices in Bangladesh. So we have 2 offices in Dhaka, one in Gulshan, one Navana Tower, and then one is Dhanmondi, Green City Center, and then there is one in Sylhet. So we just opened a brand new office in Sylhet, which opened this month, and we are really, really excited to welcome Sylheti students to our application pool. So we are very happy and very excited to help you with that. You can call us. At 017-5566-0012. You can email us at mail@macesbd.com. You can send us a message if you're watching this on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube. You can send us a message in any of those platforms, and we're happy to respond. I hope you do. These are great universities, and we're so happy to be your partners, Johnny. I want to get to some of the questions. I'm sorry, we are marketers, so once we start talking, it's very difficult to make us stop, and I do apologize. But you've been so helpful, and you've already actually answered most of the question probably, but still, I'll ask them. So first question is a quick follow-up. Could you kindly again walk us through SSC, HSC, or O and A level requirements for both UG and PG? So I guess she's talking about your undergraduate mostly, because SSC, HSC, O and A levels are undergraduate students.
Yeah. So for undergraduate requirements, so if you have studied A levels, then our standard requirements, they vary between BBB and A-star AA. So my recommendation is check the course page, and then I'll have the entry requirements on there. But if you're doing A levels, that is our standard entry requirement at the university. If you've done the high school certificate in Bangladesh, then you're going to be required to do a foundation program. So this is a year 0, an additional year of study, which helps you, get the additional skills that you need to be prepared for to entry onto the undergraduate program. We have a partner that runs these programs called Kaplan. They're based on our campus. You'll still have the exact same university experience, but you get an extra year in the UK, and you'll be able to hit the ground running when you do start your program. O levels and GCSEs, unfortunately, they are not sufficient for entry onto our undergraduate programs. We would need A levels, the one higher, but you can use GCSE or O level English to meet our English language requirement. So if you get a C or higher in English, then you don't need to do IELTS or Pearson or anything like that, and that will meet our English language requirement. If you've gone to an American school, we also accept American qualifications. We also accept IB as well. But most of you looking will probably be at British schools doing A levels, or you'd be looking at you'd be doing a high school certificate in Bangladesh. So that's why I want to focus on those 2 entry requirements.
That's very helpful. What is the most so? This is an important one. Farhan Hafiz asked, if I have a UK master's or in the past, can I be eligible for Developing Solutions Scholarship? I guess we know the answer.
Yeah, so unfortunately not. So the Developing Solutions Scholarship is for people that are studying abroad for the first time. So if you've already got a UK degree, it means you've already studied abroad, which unfortunately means you're not eligible. So this scholarship is there for students that are in Bangladesh or in their home country, wherever it is in the world, and they are looking to come to the UK and study at one of the the leading institutions in the world, like the University of Nottingham, to make that impact and get that.
What about the gold, the excellent scholarships, or those ones? Would they qualify for those?
Yeah, they'll be eligible for those. So for those, all you need to do is be classed as an overseas student. So as long as you're, if you've already studied in the UK, as long as you're not a UK citizen now, and got settled status or whatever, as long as you're still classed as an overseas student and you meet our entry requirements, you'll still be, and you get an offer, you'll still be able to apply for that scholarship.
So another follow-up question from the same person is, does job experience or skills help in scholarship or only the academic excellence?
It depends on the scholarship. So, for example, the post South Asia Postgraduate Excellence Award, that is a merit-based scholarship. So that's based mainly on your academics. But for example, the Developing Solution Scholarship, that will be based more on your past and your history. So, if your roles, like as I said before, I gave the example of Adiba, who's kind of been fighting and doing work in her community in previous roles. So if you've got a CV and you've got previous roles that show that you're making an impact, making a difference, and then this scholarship is going to help you do that, more of that, that's when that comes into play. So it depends on the scholarship. But ultimately, if you've got some really good examples of your career plan and how you've already made a difference back in your home country, then that's going to help with all scholarship applications, but mainly the Developing Solutions one.
Okay, I mean, those are very helpful topics there. The other question that came from Anika was, can you specifically tell us the entry requirement for bachelor's and master's, and do you accept other? I think you, Anika, Johnny already covered it during his presentation. Besides IELTS, they also accept Pearson Test of English, TOEFL, and there are different band scores that are required for undergraduate and postgraduate, and also within the courses. So the course entry page will have that. Please get in touch with us, and we will be able to clarify that for you. With regards to, I mean, if you are an English medium student, if you've done your O-levels, then your O-level English also counts towards, waiving the IELTS requirement. Asif asked, if a student is studying at University of Nottingham, so this is a student who has already started at University of Nottingham, is there any process or scholarships that they can apply for once they are in Nottingham?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't got the details on the presentation, but there is an alumni scholarship, which means they will get a discount if they choose to study, to stay on and study another program at the university. So if you do an undergraduate program and you want to do a postgraduate, there is a discount available for students who want to stay on and study another program with us. I haven't got the details because it's not on my presentation, sorry, but there is a discount available. And depending on which courses you're studying, some faculties do their own version of things. So, for example, the Faculty of Engineering, they will waive your application for, if you qualify, all you need to do is fill in a form. They'll waive the application fee and automatically submit your application for you and basically do the process for you as long as you meet the requirements. And they'll do that from the start of your third year, so you're ready. So you can get that offer in really nice and early. So you don't need to worry about it going forward. So my advice is, so the answer is yes, there is a discount available, but I also advise that you speak to your supervisor, because they'll be aware of any faculty specific activity they're doing. Like I said, the engineering faculty are doing some activity themselves. So please speak to your supervisor, and yes, there is a discount available.
Johnny, thank you so much for such a helpful presentation and also answering the questions so patiently, especially mine. It's really always a pleasure to deal with representatives and colleagues from the university, because you've always been so supportive of our students, and it shows. Our students are our biggest kind of supporters, and they kind of tell us that, oh, I've had such a great experience and this and that. So those of you who are listening, I hope you've got something helpful from this presentation, and I hope that you will decide positively and make your application. Maces, we work with more than 200 universities across UK, USA, Canada, Japan, Malaysia, Australia. But our business, we started with universities in the UK, and we're still one of the largest representative offices for UK universities in Bangladesh. And specifically, out of 24 or 25, I think we currently work with almost 14 or 15 of the Russell Group universities. So there's a lot of opportunities. But again, our oldest and one of the most supportive university partners that we've worked with is University of Nottingham. Have a great history together, and the students have a great time. So I hope you will apply soon. Please get in touch with us. Send us a message on Facebook. Send us a message on YouTube. Send us a message on email. Send us emails and call us. You can visit our physical offices as well. If you go to our website, www.macesbd.com, all the information is there. And I hope, we see you in our offices soon. So without any further ado, Johnny, we will say goodbye to any word of advice for our students before you go?
Advice is get those applications in early, and like Ruham was saying, they are one of our oldest partners, and they're a good partner. As you mentioned before, we consult him when we change our entry requirements, so we trust their expertise and their knowledge within the market. And yes, we've been working that was a while ago, and we've been working with for a while, but even up to now, they're still providing us with quality students and getting those students those key kind of main scholarships. Go back to the example of Adiba as well. She only graduated last year, so that's a really good example of a recent student that was that got that scholarship. So they know what they're doing. They're there to support you. Get those applications in early, so you can spend a lot of time working with them to get good, solid scholarship applications in, so you can take full advantage of all the support and investment we offer at the university. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. It's been a pleasure answering your questions and talking to you all today. And thank you very much to Ruham and Macy's as well for organising. It's been a pleasure.
Goodbye from freezing Toronto.